everybody, Roberta Heel here for the Virtual Menopause Clinic YouTube channel. All right, don't forget to subscribe and check out the resources that I have in the information section below. So today we're going to talk about the new non-hormonal treatment for menopause, for hot flashes. So why are we doing this? Well, because it's a big deal, and I'm going to explain a little bit about why. Menopause is cited in the literature as far back as Aristotle. But they only talked about what menopause was, the cessation of the menses. So it wasn't until the 1800s, the late 1800s, that there was mention of the experiences of women during this time. And there were a few studies that were done, pretty kind of strange studies, some in particular, where women were injected with or ate dried up ovarian tissue from pigs. I know. Anyway, this did show benefit for some of the symptoms that they had, particularly sexual dysfunction. Anyway, they knew then that hormones were related to the symptoms that women were having. So there was some work done for the next few decades, and estrogen was refined and produced and offered through a medication called Premarin, which is still on the market, in the early 1940s. And it took off. Wow. There were prescriptions galore. And, they thought, this is great. Now this will help women stay the ideal women for the rest of their lives. In fact, there was a book written by Robert Winston, which was titled Feminine Forever. So that'll tell you what people were thinking at the time. But women wanted this. They wanted to feel better, and they did with estrogen. Okay, fast forward, though, to the 70s. And they had realized by this time that unopposed estrogen can put people at risk for uterine cancer. So they added progesterone. And even though initially menopause hormone therapy prescriptions dropped, they just resurged. So around 1975, Premarin was the 5th most prescribed medication in the US. That'll give you a hint as to the importance of this medication to women. Okay, so then we had all kinds of stuff going on. And by the early 2000s, the Women's Health Initiative came out, and we knew for sure that some of the things that were initially thought about hormone therapy, that it would help with everything and make us young forever, well, there were some risks. So a lot of women stopped taking it. A lot of providers stopped providing it. And we got to the point where, although 80% of women experience hot flashes, only 3% in the US, sorry, can't find Canadian stats, have been taking or given prescriptions for menopause hormone therapy. And this is even though we found through additional research that many women are eligible to take menopause hormone therapy, and the risks are variable. It depends on a woman's health history, etc. But women just haven't been taking it. So let's talk a little bit about hot flashes. Well, they're one of many symptoms that women can have. All things considered in research, hot flashes are a risk factor for cardiac disease. Menopause is a risk factor for cardiac disease. And women just feel awful when they have hot flashes. Oftentimes, they don't get enough sleep. There are other issues that are going on at the same time. With menopause, your mood changes, your feet are sore, your taste changes, you don't want to have sex anymore, all those things, and it's bad. And you'd think that if half of the population at midlife goes through a massive, dramatic physical change down to the cellular level, that there would be a little bit more attention paid to it. But no. 1917, there was research that demonstrated that the hot flashes didn't originate with estrogen in the ovaries. That was the first time there was an indication that it was something outside of the ovaries that was causing hot flashes. Well, it wasn't until 1990 that there was actual research that demonstrated likely originated in the hypothalamus in the brain, which is the thermoregulating area of your brain. And that was 1990. And this drug just came out this year in 2023. So what kind of attention do you think is being paid? And it's not because there isn't an interest. The drug trials that were done for the drug that was approved by the FDA in May of 2023 were conducted in the last few years during COVID. And normally there are problems in recruiting and retaining participants in drug trials. But in this case, they didn't have any trouble. They had people wanting to be in the trial. It's because women want help. The other thing about medications is that drug companies won't be producing medications and developing them and marketing them and putting them out to the world if they aren't going to make money. Well, guess what? I think they're going to make money on this one. And the interesting thing is that the neurons involved with hot flashes are also implicated in things like sleep changes and mood changes. So, maybe this medication can really help with a lot of the problems that women are having with menopause. And this is where it's important for us to advocate for more research on women's health issues, more research on menopause, more research to help us get through this part of our life and be the healthiest we can be into old age. I should add that this medication is only currently approved and available in the United States. So there's a lot more work to be done. There are more details and the references to some of the issues that I've discussed in the editorial for the Nurse Practitioner Open Journal, and the link is in the information section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and there'll be more coming soon.